Today we're going to be discussing exponents. So the first exponent rule we are going to be discussing is the multiplication rule. The multiplication rule is otherwise known as the product rule. The product rule states that a to the b power times a to the c power will equal a to the b plus c power, because when you have the same base, you will add the exponent. So to describe this rule, the product rule, when you have the same base, you add the exponents. So for part B, it says to expand and simplify. So the original problem is x to the fourth times x squared. To expand it, x to the fourth would look like x times x times x times x, and x squared would be x times x. When you don't see an exponent, you know that there is an invisible 1. X to the first, x to the first, x to the first. Everything's getting multiplied. When you have the same base, you add the exponents. X to the sixth. Using the product rule, x to the fourth times x squared, 4 plus 2 is 6. M squared p times m squared p to the fourth expanded would look like m times m, and we're going to group together all of the same bases. So we have m times m is the first. Now we have the second portion, m times m. Now we have p to the first, so that means there's only 1, times p to the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. This all has exponents of 1. The final answer would be m to the fourth, p to the fifth. Using the product rule, m squared, 2 plus 2 is 4. P to the first times p to the fourth, 1 and 4 is 5. We are able to group it like this because of the commutative property. The next one, these include coefficients. Coefficients will be grouped together. 2 times 7 times 5. And it also includes x's. We will put all of the x's together as well. X times x times x would be x to the third, times x from 7x, times x times x times x. Again, if you don't see it, there's an exponent of 1. 2 times 7 times 5 is 70. X to the seventh. 3 plus 1 plus 3 is 7. In this case, we have coefficients and we have two different sets of variables. So we're going to group each variable together and each coefficient together. 6 times 4 is the first one, and now we have a squared, which is just a times a. And we have a to the third, a times a times a. The next variable is b to the first and b to the first. The final answer you calculate. 6 times 4 is 24. A, all has exponents of 1, would be a to the fifth. The last one would be b squared, because 1 plus 1 is 2. When it just sees a negative sign in the front, you know that there is a negative 1. Now that is our coefficient, so we are going to group negative 1 and negative 3 together. After you do that, we now have a's. A to the fourth, which is 4a's, and a to the third, which is 3a's. They all have an exponent of 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3, and a to the first would be a to the seventh. Please continue on to the next 2 pages until you go to the next video.